Donald Trump is currently spending the night in Miami, Florida, in preparation for his court appearance on Tuesday in that city, where he is charged with improperly handling national security material. Before we move any further, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Let's begin. The former president of the United States traveled from his resort in Trump Doral, which is located close to Miami, to his golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey. Mr. Trump is being investigated on multiple counts of unlawfully keeping sensitive material, some of which pertain to nuclear trade secrets. This is the second time in 2018 that he has been accused of committing a crime. Mr. Trump, who is currently running for re-election to the White House in 2024, has denied any wrongdoing, even though he is the target of the very first federal criminal prosecution of a former president of the United States. As he made his way into the steakhouse at his Miami golf club on Monday evening, he gave off the impression of being subdued but unruffled. Mr. Trump gave a few visitors at the BLT Prawn restaurant his characteristic thumbs up and even posed for a picture with a group of guys who were having a good time during happy hour. The defense that some Republicans give for Trump is instructive. One of the customers who was sitting at the bar exclaimed, "With you all the way." Mr. Trump retorted, "Thank you very much," before being led by security to the dining part of the venue. When numerous security guards walked around the restaurant checking diners with metal detectors in a casual manner, the guests were given a hint about the impending arrival of Mr. Trump. Only a few people were prepared to take shots with their phones. The crew, on the other hand, seemed unperturbed by the fact that their boss was present, as they continued to prepare drinks and attend to the needs of the customers. A small number of advocates were also present at the bar. One of the women sat there sipping wine, while a Trump flag was draped over the back of the chair she was sitting in. Mr. Trump has kept up his combative demeanor throughout the entire meeting. During an interview on a talk radio program broadcast in Miami that was conducted in Spanish, he expressed his displeasure with the indictment and accused the administration of Vice President Joe Biden of using law enforcement agencies as a weapon against him. While everything was going on, the mayor of Miami, Francis Suarez, told reporters that the city was getting ready for Mr. Trump's court appearance. He stated that police would be deployed in preparation for gatherings of up to 50,000 people, despite the fact that other sources told U.S. media that the estimated number was in the low thousands. Mr. Suarez was quoted as saying, "We encourage people to be peaceful." He is currently holed up at the Trump Doral Golf Course Complex, which is located close to Miami. Mr. Trump made his first public appearance since the charges were brought on Saturday, where he claimed that the case amounted to election interference by the corrupt FBI and Justice Department. This was Mr. Trump's first public appearance since the charges were filed. The former president will appear in court with a close assistant, Walt Nauta, who was also indicted by the same grand jury in Florida. The charges against both men are related to the Trump Foundation. In connection with the suspected handling of national security documents, Mr. Nauta is being charged with 6 separate crimes. However, a court sketch artist will be present for the hearing on Tuesday, despite the fact that a request by press organizations for access to photos and videos during the hearing on Tuesday was denied by a federal judge. Following the event, it is anticipated that Mr. Trump will travel to Bedminster in order to address the media. The 37-count indictment that was handed out last week follows the discovery in August of more than 100 documents bearing classified markings at Mr. Trump's private estate in Florida, Mar-a-Lago. The Republican is accused of unlawfully hoarding documents, hiding some of them in a ballroom and a shower at Mar-a-Lago, and conspiring with an assistant to thwart efforts by the government to retrieve the records that were hidden there. The documents allegedly contained information about the defense and weapons capabilities of both the United States and other countries, as well as plans for possible reprisal in the event that a foreign strike was launched against the United States. According to the accusation, Mr. Trump attempted to obstruct the FBI investigation into the missing files by recommending that his lawyer hide or destroy them, or by telling investigators that he did not have them. If he is found guilty on the criminal accusations, he faces the possibility of serving a significant amount of time behind bars. Mr. Trump has pledged to carry on with his campaign for the presidency despite the outcome of the investigation. Mr. Trump has also brought up the fact that sensitive documents were discovered in Mr. Biden's previous office, as well as in his residence in Delaware, including in his garage. In contrast to Mr. Trump's purported efforts to obstruct investigators, the White House has stated in the past that it swiftly cooperated with officials as soon as those materials were discovered. Special Counsel Robert Hur is in charge of the inquiry into how Mr. Biden handled secret documents at the federal level, and the probe is now ongoing. What information are you looking for regarding the court appearance of Donald Trump? Donald Trump is due to surrender to authorities in Miami to face charges that he mishandled classified documents. He is accused with 37 felony offenses, including obstruction of justice, giving false statements to law enforcement, and unauthorized possession of secret material. He is the first former president to ever face federal charges. This is Mr. Trump's second court appearance in less than 3 months. He was charged with falsifying business documents for a 2016 hush money payment to a porn star and was arraigned in April in New York. But that matter was handled at the state level and was much less severe than the one he is currently dealing with. Will Donald Trump be in court for how long? The Trump National Doral, a hotel and resort in the Miami area, was where the former president spent Monday night. He will likely ride in a convoy with Secret Service agents from the hotel to the Wilkie D. Ferguson Court, where his arraignment is set to take place at 15 o'clock local time, 19 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time. About 11 miles, 18 kilometers, separate the hotel from the court. The session will last for roughly an hour, following which Trump will fly his aircraft, Trump Force One, back to his golf resort in Bedminster, New Jersey. What can be expected in court? The allegations against Mr. Trump will be read to him, and he is anticipated to enter a not guilty plea. The former president will never admit guilt, according to one of his lawyers, Alina Habba, who is not representing him in this case, according to Fox News. The former president is anticipated to be discharged on his own recognizance by the judge, which means he won't be required to post bail and can leave without appearing in court right away. It is anticipated that a number of procedural matters will be handled, but it is unlikely that a trial date will be established. Will a mugshot of Donald Trump be taken? Mr. Trump won't have to take the embarrassing booking photo, but he is likely to have his fingerprints and DNA collected, as is required of all defendants in the federal court system, according to CBS News, a U.S. partner of the BVZ. Mr. Trump was only fingerprinted at his previous court appearance to answer to state charges in New York in April. Since cameras are not allowed in federal courts, it is unlikely that the general public in the U.S. would see Mr. Trump during the court appearance. Judge Aileen Cannon, who is she? Judge Aileen Cannon, who Mr. Trump selected in 2020 while he was president, has been given the first stages of this lawsuit. Judge Cannon allowed Mr. Trump's legal team's request to study the files at the center of this case last summer. Later, an appeals court overruled her judgment. The 42-year-old, who was raised in Florida after moving from her native Columbia, is a graduate of Duke University and the University of Michigan Law School, where she served as an articles editor for the Journal of Law Reform. This is it for today's video. If you enjoyed watching this video, then give us a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more.